For former President Donald Trump, the grift never ends. Following in his loss in the election, and yes, he lost, Trump's super PAC has been busy raising money from his culty little fan base who are convinced that they can carry him back in the White House, despite him being, of course, an incredibly pathetic, whiny loser. Sad baby. Beta male. So now how much money has he been raising? Well, according to the Washington Post, his political action committee has raised $75 million off the rubes. Imagine how many poor people could have been fed or housed with that money. Just saying. Instead, of course, they're giving money to Trump. What an absolute waste. Hey, it's your money. Yeah. Are you going to give it to that guy? You might as well burn it. You might as well flush it down the toilet. Or give it to me. Anyway. But no, you don't understand, Jeff. It's to save democracy. It's to stop the steal. To put Donald Trump back where he belongs. Because it was stolen from him. Oh, you think that's where the money's going? Buckle up, sir. Buckle up. According to people with knowledge of the PAC's inner workings, Donald Trump has apparently not spent a single dime of that money to support the audits in Arizona and the other states. In fact, here's the thing. I keep hearing from trolls online that Arizona is going to be the domino, right? Oh, as soon as Arizona, the whole audit, the cyber ninjas, they're going to reveal the fraud, and they're going to show that the bamboo ballots were from China, and the ghost of Hugo Chavez had messed with the machines. And Arizona, it's going to prove the massive voter fraud and put Donald Trump back where he belongs in the White House. Okay, well, if that's true, then why is Donald Trump not throwing all his resources and support, or any resources and support, into the Arizona audit? I mean, is he, well, okay, that's kind of a bad question. I was just going to ask if he's too stupid, but we already know the answer to that question. He is really stupid. But here's the other thing, right? Well, there's nothing to do there, okay? There's no fraud defined. It doesn't exist. But anyway, that said, we do know he is spending the money. And you're not going to be surprised that he is spending it on himself. Apparently, the Save America Leadership PAC, which has few limits on how it can actually spend the money, has paid for some of the former president's travel, legal costs, and staff, along with other expenses. Oops. The PAC has also held on to much of its cash. So the money's still there, and he's not sending it to Arizona. He's not sending it to the other states. He's not even sending it to Republicans to help them win that are pro-Trump. He's just keeping most of the money and then spending the rest of it on himself. Oops. Again, if you were not spending it on election challenges or anything like that, then what do you plan on doing with it? Well, here's my idea. He's going to live off it like a bum. You know why? Because he's not actually a billionaire. That's the thing. This guy's a failed son and likely in massive debt. Debt that, of course, is coming close to being due, in which, of course, he'll likely, hear me now, quote me later, at some point he's going to, within the next couple of years, he's going to declare bankruptcy for the 7th time. You know it's going to happen. Come on. How do people not see that he's a con man? How do they not understand that? Maybe it's because they see him on TV and they're surrounded by conservative media. Okay, sure. There's that, that sanitized effort they got from The Apprentice billionaire, brilliant, salesman and all that stuff. And then, look at that wonderful president. And then I was reading something earlier today. I was actually kind kind of talks about the myth, I guess, of exceptionalism by the rich. There is apparently this belief among certain people that rich people are more moral, they're smarter, they're better. That's how they got their money, right? And that poor people aren't any of those things, and that's why they're poor. And so, obviously, Donald Trump, in their minds, has to be rich and has to be a born leader, a good leader, a great businessman, super smart, all the stuff that he already says about himself because he's allegedly rich. No, but the guy's just a con man. He's always been a con man, always will be a con man, and pretty soon he'll be a poor con man. And so, but they believe all that stuff that he says about himself and that people on Fox News say about him. And so it's interesting that the generation that warned us not to believe the things that we see on TV now apparently believes everything that they see on TV as long as it comes from Fox News. Speaking of TV, by the way, MSNBC's Steve Bannon wrote that the report raises the question of whether Trump is, quote, genuinely delusional and believes he really won the election, or that he's a little more than a con man. And he says, quote, it's an interesting debate, but this new reporting suggests the resolution of the question isn't altogether relevant. Regardless of Trump's true beliefs, his apparent priority is making sure his followers keep sending him their money. The scheme is working again. So now that's an interesting perspective. And I think that's a fairly accurate perspective. Sure, yes, he wants people to keep sending him money. But to the question, of course, or debate, I don't really think it's much of a debate. Is he delusional? Absolutely. Is he a con man? Yep. Why not both? That's what I say. Why not both? Yes, delusional con man. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. Of course. But here's the other question. The more important question is, what do you have to do to convince people not to give him their money? This dipshit grifter. I mean, it feels like when you try to convince people that he's a con man, you're Sisyphus pushing the boulder uphill, right? And it's just going to roll back down in your face. I don't know. How do you convince people that, Trump's not even a conservative? What kind of conservative values does he have? No, he's a racist con man. And that's really it. And the sad part about that is the Republican Party has made him the face of their party. And not just that, but Trump is their entire identity. It's really, really weird. It's bizarre. And how do you break people out of that? Because it is being correctly called a cult. It's exactly what it is. And so now, as far as the conservatives are beginning, as far as conservatives are concerned, right? Pro-Trump people, you're not triggering anybody by liking Trump. I hate to tell you that. In reality, we're laughing at you. And we kind of feel bad for you, actually. We're rolling our eyes at the fact that supposedly functional adults could literally be this dumb and follow a guy like that like lemmings off a damn cliff. It's just super sad and pathetic. I don't know how to help these people. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.